was then the National Security Advisor. I spoke to one of her main assistants, and I asked him, why are you supporting these people? When they clearly declare and say that they're going to do exactly what Arafat wanted, and what Arafat wanted we all know. Why are you trying to strengthen them? Whom are you strengthening? You strengthen the same enemy, the same terrorist, the same person who's constantly on the idea of killing people. Why are you doing that? He writes it down. He said, I'll pass it on to Miss Rice, and I'll get back to you. He never got back to me. I said, these are simple questions. The question over here is, even now, one of the former CIA, former director of the United States, wrote 2 weeks ago in the Wall Street Journal a very long article addressed to Mr. Olmert, the Prime Minister, and he showed him, from my experience as a CIA, what you are planning to do now, to give up more pieces of land from the West Bank. I'm telling you now, he says, that is going to endanger Jerusalem, Haifa, Tel Aviv, and he started naming all the cities. And I'm asking you, retreat, go back on your word, because you are endangering the existence of Israel. His own former head of the Shin Bet just came out a week ago telling him the exact same thing. I don't understand what you're doing. On Thursday night, they have in Israel a program. Someone from the right wing speaks and someone from the left wing speaks. The one who spoke last Thursday night from the left is supposed to be an extreme leftist. And he came out with fire against Olmert. He says our Prime Minister is only doing something which is going to destroy all of Israel. These people are not interested in peace. These people are not interested in being a peaceful partner. They have one intention. And if we don't know until now, Gaza shows it. Instead of developing Gaza, it should become a place of population for citizens. They made this a base for terrorism. And he said the same thing would be if you move to any place of West Bank, of Yehuda, Shoman, or wherever it's going to be. Now, how can I call this peace for peace when the facts are showing us that it's just the opposite? So, not only from a halakhic viewpoint is it totally wrong to give up one iota, one piece of land, because that's completely against what the Torah wants. The Torah wants it to belong to the Jewish people. From a security viewpoint, and even those people who are supposed to be the experts on this topic are coming out very clearly now. Even one of the newspapers, which is Israeli Haaretz, which everybody knows that they have a left-wing attitude, their editorials are speaking against Olmert now. So the question is, what is happening to us over here? That one person or two people decided, and they're going to decide for the entire Jewish world. They're going to decide for the whole of Israel what they want to do. Whenever the IDF says that it's dangerous, the CIA said, the Mossad said it, and the Shin Bet said that it's dangerous. And the question over here, why should we allow it? We feel that in the United States, in Australia, in any of the countries, the Jewish people have to get together and express their opinion and so clearly that what you are going to do is detrimental for the existence of Israel, based on the information we have from the intelligence of the Israeli and American governments, based on the facts that are taking place now, and how can you even think of doing such a thing? So the question, peace for peace, does not exist. It's a false statement. There's no such thing as peace for peace. PIECE is for terror. PICE is for suicide bombings. And the facts have shown that now. The fact that we gave up Gaza, the fact that part of Hebron was given up, we see where everything is coming from. So this is when we speak about this subject, and from the experience that we have, and I want to let you know that we follow up every single day what's happening. We have contact in Washington, we have contact in Jerusalem, we are in contact with major Jewish organizations in the United States who have very close relationships with all the different offices, both in Israel and America. And I would say 99% of all these informants come to the same conclusion. So this is when we come to speak for peace, we feel, when I say we, the group of us that is working to save Israel, that there has to be an outcry from all the intelligent people, from all people who feel for Israel, who feel for the safety of the Jewish people in Israel, that they have to come out with a strong, I don't want to say protest, but a strong opinion, and explain that to the government, that see, look yourself what's happening, and how can you even think about doing this? So this is briefly speaking about the situation, and I will open up the floor for questions, if anyone has, and we'll see how we could deal with that. Any questions?
What was the money? At the time of the establishment of the State of Israel, did the Lubavitcher Rebbe have a view about whether did he have a view of whether the Jewish people should accept the petition, or did he express any view at the time about?
At the time of the 1948, he was not the Rebbe, his father was the Rebbe. Yeah, but he told us that his father-in-law was very much in favor of establishing the Jewish state for one reason, because that was to become a refuge for all the people who were displaced as a result of the World War, from Russia, from Europe, from all places, and Israel was willing to take them in. But the previous Rebbe stated he hoped it's going to be a Jewish state, not only a state for Jews. In other words, he wanted it to be based on halakha, based on the Torah. But the idea itself, the previous Rebbe spoke positive about it, that it should be. He didn't want a partition because he wanted all of Israel. But he said if we can't get all, at least let's have in the meantime a section where we can bring in, we can absorb all these displaced, after they were called the displaced persons, the refugees, they should have a place. But he addressed the temporary government that they should try to be as positive towards Hamas. In fact, my father, Ariel Sharon, told me that the Rosh Hashanah that night, the second night of Rosh Hashanah of 1948, the Rebbe, the old Rebbe, he spoke by his Yontif meal, and he said that although the Irgunisten, the Irgun, are maybe not 100% observant of Torah, we have to thank them for what they're doing. We have to encourage them that they should do further, in order that Israel should go over to the Jewish people, not to be under the regime of the English people. And he said, I have been trained to love a Jew. I love all Jews, regardless what they have to behave. I love these people specifically for what they're doing to help to get Israel under a Jewish regime. So the Rebbe's view at that time was very positive for this establishment of the state of Israel. Yes?
On Shavuos, I had the opportunity to be in Sydney. Shavuos is a yortzeit of the Ariel, the third year Rebbe. And my father, because it's my father's minhag, because he grew up in a Gerish Stibble, and he asked me to say a few words, and I asked Rabbi Leibel. And one of the things that you probably know that the Imre Yemes did was there was a Keren Kayemes, and my father grew up in an environment where the Tzionist in the Boshim, just to take your previous points. And the Imre Yemes was very concerned to make a Fruma Medina, to make it. So, to understand you that the Rebbe was very concerned, to the extent that my father grew up in an environment where the Tzionist in the Boshim, even though they were not 100% from Yidden, but they're still Yidden. And the Rebbe was very concerned that all Yidden should work together in Achdus to the Medina.
Exactly.
I don't want to miss. I'm not trying to be controversial.
That's what the Lubavitcher view was. So you see, now we have two groups working together.
Ger, I don't have to tell Rabbi Groner that Ger and Chabad have always been very close.
Always close. Always.
And my father specifically asked me to mention, I'll say it in public, Fasemis was very common in his perush to quote the Tanya very often. Okay.
Yes?
I just wanted to go back to the previous question.
Speak louder, I have that.
Sorry, I just wanted to go back to the previous question, which when you spoke about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, because my understanding from what I've learned was that he was anti-Zionist, and I take your point that you made about wanting to work together.